Hey, I'm Mia. I'm a mystic, and welcome to a moment with Mystic Mia. All right, so we are doing a list for being spiritually lonely, or how to come out of that social loneliness from being on that spiritual journey. How to connect to more of a sacred solitude rather than being lonely, but also how to meet more people who are spiritual and otherwise when you're feeling kind of spiritually lonely. So we have four listed here, which I've done in the previous two videos. And I kind of used ChatGPT to kind of give us some ideas, and I'm just gonna run through some of them. The list that I had ChatGPT give me previously was not that great, so I redid the prompt. Okay, okay, let's see. Point five. I like this one that I read that was share authentically. Um, and it was about kind of commenting genuinely, DMing people that you admire spiritually, and write meaningful things to people. So is it share authentically in small ways? Share in small ways. And so I love this. I do this all the time too. Where I reach out to people that I admire in the spiritual realm, and not just people who are public figures, but people who are in the comment section that just share their story and I just resonated with. Or, a lot of us do that, even on TikTok or YouTube or wherever on Insta, on X, but like it just, if you resonate with someone and it kind of like changed the way you think about something, or it really resonated with you at the time, or you really appreciated the way that they even said it, like it means a lot. It means a lot to you, right? When people say, when you put something meaningful out there and people tell you how much it meant to them, like that definitely resonates with people. And you never know when that's going to lead to something more. I mean, a lot of friends that I made on my spiritual journey when I first started off were people who commented on my videos, and it's just like one thing led to another. I'm like, wow, this person's like really on my vibe. Like we get along all the time on a lot of things, and that led to friendships, and like it's just a great way to kind of reach out. I've had a lot of people respond to me who are, much bigger in this realm, much more famous and popular, just because I had the courage to reach out and, like, in a tasteful way and not a way that you're oversharing and trauma dumping or being like a crazy stalker, but like just in a meaningful way, be like, hey, this is how you touched me or something, and with no expectations, like, this is how you helped me in my life, or this thing you said in your video today really resonated with me. I just want to say that and thank you, and that's it. Like, people really appreciate that. And it's unfortunate that we're kind of in a place where when we get a good comment we feel good and then we move on, but when we get that one bad comment we just kind of like, it tears us apart for the whole day, and that sucks that has to happen, right? But you never know. I've gotten a lot of good tips from a few people that I reached out to in my line of work, with like what kind of systems they use, and like like what kind of payment systems, or what do they do for their list of services, or what kind of website builder do they use, just like little things like that. And it ended up helping me a lot. If it just takes 2 seconds, you don't want to like ask too much of them, but like, if you're just genuinely coming to them being like, hey, I really like your stuff and I like your help, or if you have time, I'd love to chat, or I really appreciate what you did, just that alone, oh my god. I've gotten like, you get more no's than you get yeses, but like, and I don't send too much of them, only when it really really resonates. And you'd be surprised with how much, if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So you'd be surprised like how Oh yeah, there was one recently actually. It's funny. My grandmother that had passed on led me to this person, and I'm just like, it's a shot in the dark, but let me just email this person, and they replied back, and I was able to set something up. That was really cool. Yeah. Okay. So sharing in small ways, identifying your core values, um, join or start low pressure spaces, moon circles, book clubs, meditation. We already said that. Activities. Um, be visible on your own terms. Showing your authentic self. We did spend a lot of time on your authenticity, like liking yourself, being in a free flow state, liking yourself enough to hang out with yourself. But we have the opposite problem as spiritual people. We do that too much, and we want the opposite. But putting yourself out there, putting your work out there, is, I think, a good one. Putting your energy out there. It's kind of like, how can people see that you're there, or how can they interact with you if they don't know what you're about? So kind of like just putting like this, literally putting up a video, being like talking and seeing if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, like, you just move on. You find another medium. You find another way to show your ideas, show your point of view, show your perspective. Um, you know, this is just one way, sharing ideas spiritually, but like, there's a lot of people who create their own products, people who are very passionate about a specific issue and make change in that, and that issue in their community or in their society. Putting your artwork out there, putting your music out there, putting your creative stories out there, writing a book. You know, people have their own music tastes and everything. So putting your creativity out there. But even your own ideas. People are really nervous about like other people copying their stuff, and it's just like, it happens anyway. But if it's genuinely truly your energy, like, it's gonna resonate with people. You're gonna be able to kind of build on top of that. Putting your energy out there, making sure you get seen, and by the right people. You don't put your stuff up somewhere sketchy. Yeah, putting up like an ad or something on the community board, whatever you got to do. You know, it's not going to always work. You're going to fail most of the time, but when it does work, it's just going to pay off. It kind of reminds me of this time that I was getting like a spiritual group together, and like where I live instead of online, because I do most of my stuff online. I want to get people together in person. But it was kind of coming off of the end of COVID, and I was in a place where, you know, that was, you know, things were still closed down for a while. People were still a little bit more afraid. And like, I kept getting my like Craigslist posts taken down, and other community board places posts taken down. I even place things up on community boards all over the whole city, and it was just kind of a weird time because like, it was coming out of COVID, and like, to be honest, like, I was in the same energy as the people in this area, but at the same time, like, yeah, you're gonna have to try like everything that you possibly can, online, in person, through different mediums, through paper, you know, through groups. Like, you just gotta do it different next time. You know, if it didn't work this time, maybe it will work differently this time if you do it differently, or a different place, or try a different medium to present yourself and put yourself out there. It's great to see someone else post and follow up with them, but it works both ways, and you know, you can also post. So posting goes both ways. And then lastly, I like to do like 7 on a list. So let's see if we can get one more way to get out of being spiritually lonely. Create instead of consume. Basically the same thing. Create instead of consume. Yeah. Instead of being the one who always seeing other people do it, like go for it yourself, you know? My right eyebrow just twitched hard there. I don't know what that means. Transition slowly. Take it easy. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. Sometimes it's not gonna work out. I remember when I started my spiritual channel, like I had like at first there was like so many people I could talk to once things started getting going, and I remember talking to a few spiritual friends, and I'm just like, oh, you know, I'd go for walks and we see, you know, we have so much to talk about, and then something would come up, like we're totally on the different side of the political aisle or something like that. It's like, okay, just because they say that they're spiritual doesn't mean that we're going to be automatically friends, you know? And you guys probably already know that, testing that out yourself. You know, just because you're from, that's what I love about being spiritual, is that like there's so many perspectives, right? You're going beyond the traditional ways people connect to their spirituality, which is usually religion. And some people are scared of it because you're going beyond what most people find acceptable, or the amount that people have in their life. And so you're doing these spiritual things more often, and people are scared of it. They're scared of the unknown. And yeah, there's a lot of things that you should be afraid of when you start spiritual journey, if you don't know how to protect yourself, or what to do and when you're faced with some dark aspects. But like, you know, like that's what makes us spiritual. It's like we're fearless sometimes, very brave to go into the unknown and figure these things out. Especially people on our wave, where we had to go through a lot of spiritual awakening stuff alone in our own individual journeys. Whereas, you know, now so many people have so many more resources and people that they can come to for questions or guidance, or just feeling like they're not alone. And that's this wave, the way that's awakening now. They're choosing to go through their awakening collectively, but as for us, it's been a slow process. There's been a lot of ups and downs in terms of coming out of the closet spiritually. Honor your inner world, shift your perspective. Okay, I'm gonna do it intuitively. Okay, ChatGPT, I got this one. Thank my ChatGPT. First of all, thank you, appreciate it. Thank your AIs. So let's see. Having smaller communities and more, like 2 or more communities, not a crazy amount, but like at least a few. So everyone can check up on each other. Work, hobbies, doing activities together. Doing activities with other people just is an easy way to connect with other people. It gives you like something to talk about, makes it less awkward. It's easy way to start talking to someone else. Spending time in nature. Nature has patterns that connects things for us subconsciously, and just makes you feel kind of one with everything, and connects you to that natural part of yourself that also connects you with other people who connect to that part of themselves, the light aspect, the godly aspect, divine aspect. Just works in so many different ways. Authenticity, free flow, like yourself. You're constantly changing and evolving. It's like, can you catch up with yourself now? Do you like yourself and who you are now? You might have like a day ago or a week ago or a month ago, but do you like yourself now? So kind of checking in with yourself, like, oh, do I like myself today? Making sure you like yourself today, and being in that free flow state of just like, you know, making sure you connect with the divine aspect. So you like spending time by yourself, but that's not the problem that spiritual people have. 5 is sharing in small ways. Commenting and reaching out to people that you admire spiritually. And 6 is putting your energy out there, create instead of consume, putting yourself out there first. And it's just kind of getting over that hurdle, and you might have to do it in different ways, but like that you're doing something, you're being productive, and you have to think of creative ways just to even do that. But to put yourself out there, it's like you don't want to put your whole life story and your whole heart out there, but like pieces of yourself, like your music and your artwork or your ideas, and that way people can find a link back to you. All right, 7. So what would be the 7th one, huh? Spiritually lonely. Oh, I know. I'll get my cards. All right, so I've got my cards. Let's see if I can intuitively think of one. The Fool card. Start something new. The 10 of Wands. That you're already good at. Okay, start something new, something that you're already good at. Yeah, that already gives you abundance. Okay, so I love this. Okay, so find something that you're already good at, that you already put so much energy and effort into it, and that already makes you feel awesome and makes you feel abundant. New and something old. Okay, so I'm getting kind of this energy of, okay, I have a good example. For example, so I've had a tarot channel for 7 years, right? And I've had a few different ones. I have one now that no one knows about. It's not hard to find if you know the name of this channel. But it's kind of like something that is like a old tried and true, like right now I have so many things going on in my life. I'm so overwhelmed, and there's so many moving parts, and things that just came out of the blue unexpectedly, some good things, some unexpected things, and some things I just have to like work through, right? And I felt like so overwhelmed, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I started all these like new creative hobbies and I can't even have time for them. And even if I do, I'm just like so tired and not in a good place mentally to even work on those like new creative hobbies. I'm like, oh, that sucks. Like I spend so much time to start these new things, and I don't even have the energy, or I'm not always in the mood to do the new things. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna post on my old tarot channel. I'm like, it's just so tried and true. I know it fulfills like this part of me. It allows me to be creative in like a lot of different ways that I love being creative in. I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. It's something that I've mastered. And, if I get to do it every once in a while, that's great. And it also helps people. There's so many people that resonate with the way that I channel and the messages that come through. And I love to be in service to others in that way, and to connect with other people in that way. And and I'm also, it kind of touches on my logistical side and my business side and the technical side that I'm able to do. So kind of it's something that I knew brought together a lot of aspects that I like in one activity. So I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, I should do that, soon, because like it fulfills that part of me, especially when I don't have time for a new hobby, or to learn something new, or whatever. But like I'm doing it in a different way. I'm doing it in a new way, so it still keeps it kind of creative, keeps me in that flow state, keeps me excited about it. Doing something old but in a new way, it's still making me feel really abundant, but changing it up just like a little bit, or a lot of bit if you want. But yeah, that's a really good way to kind of get out of feeling spiritually lonely, is go back to something that was already there, but do it in a new way, whether it's some sort of creative hobby, or even if it's a relationship, if it's a friendship that you've had. Maybe you can revisit it and see if you can change it, you can evolve it with that person or that group, even that location, or the space you've been in. Maybe give it fresh life. It's just like kind of doing something old in a new way, because you already know you like it, you already know you're good at it, you already know you're gonna enjoy it, or there's gonna be successful, or prosperous. And so, just get a fresh new life. And I think that says something about like bringing with you the things that do work, because you're starting this new chapter, right? Or you're always growing and evolving, but there's things that work, and it might want to grow and evolve with you. And so, especially when you're in your spiritual journey, like sometimes you spend so much time on new things or like purging and getting rid of the old. It's like, yeah, maybe you needed to purge it, release it or whatever, but maybe there's some things you can still go back to and revisit it with a new lens, in a new perspective. It may work, it may not work, but like you're not going to know until you try it. But like I feel like a lot of us know like when there's something that kind of fulfills that part of you. It like touches a lot of aspects of your life, and so therefore it's like fulfilling. Like what that activity is, or that kind of relationship is, or that kind of location, or that whatever you need to create that energy in your life. Like certain things that will make you do it. Like for me, refreshing my room or the furniture, or moving the furniture around in the living room, or getting back to basics. I love digital art. I like Photoshop. I like to work with it once in a while, or creating new ideas for readings, or it's just whatever it is. Refreshing your haircut. Haircut is not the thing. It's something that you have to do. Maybe a new game. If I was a gamer back in the day, but I haven't gamed for a long time, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's time to get a game, play a game, video game. I haven't played one for a long time, and it's fun. It's like kind of like oldie but a goodie. Like that's good. Every once in a while, that'd be nice. Something like that. And how could it like help with the loneliness thing? Okay, so 3 of Wands and 1 fell. Okay, it fell in the stupidest spot. I thought I saw an Ace of Cups, so I wasn't sure. I'm like, oh my god, why should it be like a 5 of Cups? The Ace of Cups, and 3 Wands. It fell so stupidly. Okay, so yeah, you can definitely see that. What were we talking about? Something new. It'll move you in a new direction of love. It'll move you in a new direction of love, because it'll keep reminding you of what you love, or what you already love. So instead of finding new things to love, because like when you are looking for new people, or just even whatever, reconnecting with other people or whatever, like you're looking for something new outside of yourself, but what you're looking for is fundamentally old. It's just in a new way. So like friendships, like you've had friends before, they just don't resonate as much anymore, and you're looking for that same kind of bond, but just like different. Maybe it's different, maybe it's better, maybe it's more of who you are now, maybe you're looking for something different in friendship. So it's like the same thing but in a new way. Wow, I love that. So if you can do that with other aspects of your life, you're going to see that in these more social aspects too. So okay, I love that one. I feel like I should have done all of these intuitively now. Next time. So doing something old in a new way, kind of seeing it as like the old energy but more evolved, like in the way that you've evolved. Interesting. I would make a list of like how you'd evolved and how that translates to like friends or neighbors or coworkers, or and like social activities, like how they might reflect you now, because like this is my old friends, this is what we did, this is who I am now, and this is what I probably do with my new friends, like kind of like seeing the old energy repackaged in a new better way. All right, well, that's what I got for you. For Are you spiritually lonely? We've all been there, feel it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Much love and light.